Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe. And I should mention, everything I say in this video is in my opinion and it's all allegedly. I also want to clarify that I am not a therapist and the content shared on this channel is not intended as professional advice. So let's get into this video. I wanted to talk about this article just released today. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry left humiliated after making key demand to firm. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex showed their faces at the Platinum Jubilee, but their trip didn't exactly go to plan. First of all, why do people make demands of one another? It's so aggressive, right? And this is what they're actually talking about, what they were requesting was basically of their family. So making demands to your family just sounds very aggressive, almost threatening. And to me, it's a major indicator of toxic behavior. The article continues, the Platinum Jubilee in 2022 was Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's first trip back to the UK after formally giving up their royal titles or royal duties in January 2020. Let's set the scene for what the Queen's health was like during the Platinum Jubilee. The Queen passed away in September of 2022, and the Platinum Jubilee, I think, was in June of 2022. So this is about 3 months prior to her passing. And this is why I get so fired up when I think about how Meghan and Harry reacted those last few months even, because they knew the Queen was not doing well. And let me explain how I know that they knew. So the Queen was already experiencing some discomfort during the first day of the Platinum Jubilee, and she did not attend the National Service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral on the second day. Now, this is the event that Harry and Meghan did attend. So they absolutely knew the Queen, who would ordinarily go to this event, she sat it out. Just as an FYI, the Queen also missed the Derby horse race at Epsom Downs and the Platinum Party on Saturday. However, she did attend the Trooping the Colour parade and made a surprise appearance on the balcony of Buckingham Palace on Sunday. The Queen had faced several health conditions in the year leading up to the Platinum Jubilee, including COVID-19 and an overnight hospitalization. Her advanced age had made it difficult for her to keep up with the busy schedule that had defined most of her reign. Harry should have noticed this. I mean, it's clear as day. Harry must have known that his grandmother was not doing well, yet he continued on that path. So this is something, I know that I talk about Meghan's narcissism and how it could have led Harry down this path. However, Harry also has his own brain and he's made choices. And this is a choice that he made. He is 100% responsible for the horrible way he treated the Queen, his grandmother, in the last years of her life. The article continues, although the trip saw them take part in the landmark celebration for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, it was far from a roaring success for the Montecito couple. Why should it be a roaring success for the Montecito couple? This isn't about them. This is the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, not Meghan's, not Harry's. These two are seriously the most self-absorbed people. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's continue. The pair were in London with a hefty Netflix deal under their belts, and it was hoped their appearance in London would enable them to get some prized shots of the Queen and other royals to be used in future output from the streaming giant. So you want your grandmother, who is not feeling the healthiest, to take pictures that will be seen by people all around the world for the rest of time, selfish. You are so freaking selfish. And it's not like they're taking the pictures for sentimental reasons. It's not sentimental. It's to make money. This is an outrageous request from them. It's beyond anything that is within the realm of possibility of things that they deserve for the family to do for them after what they did on the Oprah interview. And also, they must have known their Netflix documentary was coming out in a couple of months, so they were going to backstab them once again. The article continues, however, as it emerged, the California duo were snubbed by Her Majesty, leaving them red-faced in front of their Netflix paymasters. Okay, the first thing I want to say is usually in business and in work, they say you under-promise and you over-deliver. This is a classic case of them over-delivering to Netflix, and they did not perform, and they did not deliver what they set out to deliver. Secondly, it's not a snub by the Queen if she says, I don't want to take this picture. How is that a snub? Does she not have the autonomy to say, I do not want to be part of your media circus? In fact, Harry, why don't you ask that of your own wife? Because she's calling Backgrid all the time on you. I don't know, this angers me. The article continues, the hope was for the Queen's first meeting with their second child, Lilibet, to be captured for Netflix. However, this was refused out of hand. Wow. These people have no shame. So we already know the circumstances surrounding the name Lilibet. Lilibet was a name Queen Elizabeth gave her. Well, she didn't give it to herself, but when she was young, she couldn't pronounce her own name, so she would call herself Lilibet. This then turned into a term of endearment that her father would use towards her, and then finally her husband would use towards her. Only really intimate people close to the Queen called her Lilibet. So these two took this very sentimental, incredibly important name, and they gave it to their daughter without permission. And there's a lot of controversy about whether they asked permission and how it was asked. But in my opinion, the Queen was either strong-armed into saying yes because she had no choice, or she was duped in that they asked, we want to name our daughter after you, and she assumed they would use the name Elizabeth, but they went with Lilibet. So the gall on these people that the very first meeting she would have with this grandchild is for the Netflix cameras. It's absurd, it's self-centered, it's unbelievable. And what I'm going to do actually at the end of this video is I'm going to give you 3 reasons why narcissists will treat you so badly, but then have these unrealistic expectations and demands of you. In fact, this kind of stuff makes me so angry. It's happened so much in my life where people will treat you like dirt and then expect the world from you. And if you don't comply, then you are then they go for your character. You're a bad person. I'm going to share with you guys something that I have learned over the last 2 years. There are certain things that I no longer give away for free. I no longer give away my love, my trust, my respect, and my time away for free. These are things that people earn. And let me tell you, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that I'm closed off and I don't want to connect with people. It's that these things are precious to me. And I don't want to waste my time on people or things that are just there to be emotional or financial or whatever type of vampire. And the thing is, in healthy relationships, that's how it starts. You don't become enmeshed in each other immediately and spend all this time together off the bat. You don't even know each other. It needs to be a healthy, gradual building of trust. Anyways, if you have any comments on this issue, I'd love to know what you think about it. The article continues. An insider told the National Enquirer at the time they were totally humiliated. The worst blow was Her Majesty saying no chance to photos of her first ever meeting with her namesake, Lilibet. Those shots would have been perfect for the show they're filming as part of their $100 million Netflix deal. Netflix bosses must be very unhappy. They got the comeuppance they so richly deserve for the hurt they've caused their family. Okay, to just think about this logically, would you ask your own grandmother that you have a good relationship with, hey, I want you to meet your granddaughter, but I want it all to be documented so that I can make some money and it can go on Netflix because I have a contract and these pictures will be seen all over the world. Oh, and on top of that, grandma's not feeling well? No. Even under normal circumstances where you and your grandmother have a good, happy, healthy relationship, why would the queen ever agree to this? Why does there need to be cameras when you meet your grandchild? Isn't my presence enough? Truly, these two are so foolish. And the article ends with, adding to the embarrassment presumably felt by the Duke and Duchess, they were sat not in the front row for the ceremony in St. Paul's Cathedral. Instead, they were relegated to the second row while Prince William and Princess Catherine sat prominently in the first. What did you expect? Were you expecting to be sitting on the throne? Unrealistic expectations. They treat people like dirt and they expect to come in and have the red carpet out for them, like they're doing a favor for showing up. It's this type of behavior, and I'm sure what I am saying right now will resonate with a lot of you because this is what toxic families are like. They treat you like dirt, and when they request something of you, if you don't do it, oh my gosh, is there a price to pay? And I say this because unfortunately, I have had this experience over and over and over again throughout my entire life with women that are narcissistic or on the narcissistic scale, and then add my stepmom into the mix who's a malignant narcissist. Anyways, I'm interested to know how you all feel about this, so drop any comments you have. I'm really curious to hear what you all have to say. Okay, so this is a great segue into what we'll talk about for the rest of the show. So why do narcissists treat their family horribly and then expect them to do huge favors and meet their demands? I will likely do another video about what happens when you don't meet their demands, because that's a whole other can of worms. The first is this sense of entitlement. They believe they deserve special treatment and loyalty regardless of how they behave. They often view family members as extensions of themselves rather than separate individuals with needs or boundaries, leading them to feel entitled to demand favors without needing to reciprocate kindness or respect. So, for example, a narcissist might regularly criticize or belittle a sibling, but still demand that the sibling help them move or take care of personal responsibilities, assuming it's their duty. The second is emotional manipulation and guilt. Narcissists are adept at using guilt, obligation, or family duty to manipulate others into doing what they want. They might belittle family members, but then use guilt or the idea of family loyalty to pressure them into complying, making it hard for family to say no. I don't know if this is something that any of you have heard, but this whole we're family, we're obligated to do these types of things regardless of how the other person treats us is an incredibly invalidating situation to be in. And honestly, the people that voice these types of opinions in the face of blatant toxicity, I mean, they're invalidating you. They may not realize that they're invalidating you, but they completely are. So an example of this might be a narcissistic parent belittling their adult child's life choices, but still expect them to help financially, saying things like, "After everything I've done for you, it's the least you can do." And the last one is lack of empathy and accountability. Narcissists struggle to empathize with others' feelings or take accountability for their actions. They often don't see the harm they cause, or if they do, they don't view it as their responsibility to amend it. This lack of accountability allows them to expect help despite treating family members poorly, as they do not perceive their behavior as problematic. There's always an excuse, right? And actually, I was just looking at the title of this article, and it's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle felt humiliated. Maybe a better title would be The Royal Family Decided to Create a Boundary that allows any of their important family first meetings to occur in private. This is another example of them playing the victim, that look how horrible my family is to me. It's for her own grandchild. Oh my gosh, I could just hear the manipulation. So to give other examples that this might happen is a narcissist might ignore or dismiss a family member's feelings after an argument, but still expect that person to attend to their needs, assuming there's no need to apologize or repair the relationship. It's really horrible. It makes you feel unvalued as a person, and then when other family members jump in and try to get involved, I don't know, it just makes things worse and you feel even more invalidated. So I'm wondering how you all feel about this. Please leave comments. If this was interesting to you, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.